I don't usually get jobs where the more you dig, the more problems you find, but with this Samsung 55, it's going to be a long one. Hello, and thank you for supporting the channel. Now, if this channel entertains or educates, or if you just like its content, please consider buying the channel a cup of coffee. You can do this through the YouTube Supers, or just by popping along to this email address on PayPal and making a donation. And once again, thank you very much for supporting the TV repair community. It helps make all these videos possible. Please note this channel is for YouTube only. If you see this content on TikTok or any other platform, please report it and let us know. This has been lying around in the showroom for far too long. Hello, by the way. Hope you're terribly wonderful. We've looked at this twice already. We did a diagnosis video on it. That was the first one. And we diagnosed that it's a possible backlight fault. But there's been a delay because also in the diagnosis, we realised that the power supply, not the one that's in here now, but the original power supply inside here was terribly corroded. It looked awful. So we stuck another power supply in, thinking that that might bring the picture back of some sorts. And it did nothing. It didn't change a blooming thing. So even though that old power supply was falling to bits and was corroded and looked absolutely on its last legs, well, it was on its last legs, but it was still functional. And so we haven't gone down to the backlights. I've tried to test the backlights inside here, and I'm just getting nothing. It's almost as if somebody else has been in here and... What's that bit of fluff? It's annoying me. And taken them out. There's just no response whatsoever. I can't even get, one or two of them to light. So I'm not too sure. To me, it looks like this TV has been involved in some sort of lightning incident and has taken every single backlight out, but I doubt it. So I just thought today, I've been really busy during the day, but I've got a moment tonight, and I just thought we'd take the screen out and we'd have a jolly good look at it. Now, the slight problem of having a jolly good look at this TV, for those people that have been with the channel for some time, will notice, and it's all this tape. This masking tape is either hiding some backlights for no particular reason. It's supposed to stop bugs from getting into the screen. But also what it does, if I can find them, yes, these here, it hides the grips that actually support the sheets behind. So we've got to pinch these out eventually, and there's lots of them to pinch out. It really is a time-consuming job, but I want to know tonight if this is going to be repairable or not. It's a nice TV, Samsung 55-inch. It is a 4K TV. They weren't cheap when they came out. This is still too good to be thrown in the recycling centre. So let's have one final look at it. Let's check the backlights, put some new ones in if we have to, and we probably will. But I'm just mystified why I wasn't getting any correct readings on the backlights at all. It's almost as if they've all blown up. As I say, that can't be the case, but that's the sort of reading I'm getting. Once again, don't want to bore you too much with taking the clips. I'll show you doing a few clips, but I've got to just take the speakers out. Also, I've got to take the screen off, obviously, and there's some screws down here. So let me get stuck in. Let me get into work mode, as I say, because at the moment my brain is not in work mode. But it doesn't take long. It doesn't take my long brain to switch on, because there's not much to switch on. Wonder whose job it was at Samsung to put all these bits of masking tape. I bet they really look forward to coming to work. Can I just take this opportunity to say hello to all the new subscribers we've had over the last couple of weeks. It's gone a bit crazy for some particular reason. But hello to you. We've had a couple of thousand in a couple of weeks, and it's nice to have you on board. Feel free to say hello in the comments or hi when we do the next live one, which I'm planning on doing Sunday at 8 o'clock. Tell your friends and your mum, especially your mum. Sunday at 8 o'clock for our next live one. Okay, I've got to the screen already pretty quickly. So that means putting on some new boots and panties. Got a couple of really exciting, well, sorry, I'm bigging myself up there a bit. I was about to say, got some really exciting videos coming up. As exciting as mucking around with TVs can be. Why does it look like it's cracked? There. What is going on? That really looks like a crack, doesn't it? Well, we'll soon see. That would explain a few things. Oh my God, look at the state of this screen. This has been left, oh my goodness. You can't see at the moment, just let me stand this up. I can't explain that. I couldn't see the marks from the other side, but now we've come here. Look at the state of that. And what is it? Because it's on this side, I think. Yeah, it feels like it's on this side. I can't see a crack in the screen. This is a customer's TV. And obviously he's left it somewhere very damp, which is why the power supply was corroded. I'm surprised that this is the sheet here has not got marks on it too, but it hasn't. I'm just going to see if I can get any of them off. The answer is yes. But how have they got this side of the screen? How have they got this side? Okay, well that's a job to do if we get the backlights up and running. But I'm a bit mystified about that. I can only imagine this has been left somewhere damp, some bugs have got in and just done what bugs do. But I can't see anything on the diffuser sheets down here. They look really clean. This is almost if this has been taken from a recycling centre, the type of thing I would do. But this is actually a customer's TV that he said just failed. I think we're going to have a few surprises when... Oh yeah, if you look at that. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the right angle. But looking at the right angle, there are some blotches on here. There's a chance this may not be worth fixing. But we'll see. If I do get the backlights working, I've got a funny feeling that this is going to be quite blotchy. Also, I meant to mention this before when I had the TV the other way up, is there's quite a bit of corrosion around the metal part of the chassis. Only in bits, but not what you'd expect to see. So as I say, there's a chance, well, This has definitely got liquid damage of sorts. I can't get over the mess on that TV. Never seen that before. Question's going to be, of course, has any of that mess gone down? But well, the worst place to have it is on there. But luckily it does seem to be coming off. But actually all of this looks really okay. And the diffuser sheets are not looking that bad. There's a few blotches on them, but nothing like the screen. I wonder if this went faulty several years ago and it's just been left somewhere. But if those blotches are just on the back of the screen and they come off as easy as that little bit did earlier, then we may be okay. These are the things that have got to come out. You can take them out from the front, but you do really risk breaking some. And they're quite easy to break because they're going to be quite brittle now. So I'm going to do it the proper way. I'm going to try and give this TV the best chance it's got of getting its picture back and looking good. I mean, if I clean that screen, do excuse me while I turn things over. If I clean that screen, I've obviously got to clean the screen. When I clean the screen and put new backlights in here, there's no reason why this TV shouldn't be in its best condition for, well, probably a decade. Some of these clips are under the boards as well, so I'm going to have to take the boards out. Well, on this occasion, no clips there. I am going to take the power supply, all the boards, T-Con power supply main board, I'm going to take them out. So, bear with me again while I take off the tape, find all the clips. I don't want to take the tape off the bits that aren't clips. This is bringing back memories now because we looked at the back of this and I couldn't figure out why that was burnt. And there were, yeah, there's another burn mark there and there. Well, look at that. That's why we've got this burn mark. I'll just show you on the other camera. Something is that just dirt or is something burnt up? It could be just dirt. I think there's been a nest of bugs that's been trapped behind the screen wherever this has been kept. It's obviously been left somewhere damp. It has to have been left somewhere damp. I don't really know the history of this TV, but I think there's been a nest of bugs hiding behind the screen, and the whole family has been nesting there for quite some time, probably months, maybe even years. And those bits that we see on the back of the screen are, should you say, droplets? I think you get my drift. If it's just this one, I'll pinch these out now. Goodbye. I think it is, there's no more. Okay. In fact, if it's just those I was missing, and it'll be this one. I'll put the boards back in now. I know it may seem a waste of time, but these things have to be done. I am going to leave the backlights disconnected because I just want to test on my LED tester why I couldn't get any of them working. Just in case I didn't mention it earlier, but I think I did. I was going to. The next live video is going to be Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Not going to be repairing, we're just going to be discussing something, and we'll have the chat open, so come and tell the world. Don't have to take that one out, you fool. Come and tell... Of course you do. You idiot. I've got to take them all out. Tell the world who you are and where you're watching. I know the internet has made the world a smaller place, but it's still fascinating to know that people are watching. Well, it's fascinating to know that people are watching this, but even more fascinating when you find people are in America and New Zealand and Australia, Botswana. So anyway, wherever you're listening or watching, please join us 8 o'clock Sunday night for the chat. We're not going to be chatting about solving the world's problems or anything like that. We just chat. I'll dim some lights. Dim some. Plus and minus on the bottom. Nothing. And we do find out why that is nothing a little bit later on. My apologies, this is going to be a long video. I'll edit it to the best I can, but I started this at 9:30 in the evening, don't finish till 3:30 in the morning. Okay, well they've lit up, apart from one. So there's one not working there on this side. There's a couple flickering over here. Ooh, all of them working. All of them but one right at the very end, which you can see. And yeah, a couple weak here. One definitely out. So there seems to be a fault with every single strip. And this bottom one is not doing anything, which makes me really nervous. And I'm going to try again, just in case I... But there's nothing. Question is, does this TV deserve a brand new set? The answer is you've got to give it a go. Have to give it a go. It will be so unfair not to try. But obviously I've got to clean the screen as well and just hope that everything's okay. But the first thing to do is to see if I can get all of these backlights working with a new set. For those people that are new to the channel, this is one of the most important bits. If you've ever ordered any parts for a TV, and we have these in stock, I wouldn't have ordered them specifically for this TV, because we used to be Samsung dealers years ago. Not got many of these left, but you have to make sure you've got the right amount before you start doing these things. So we need 6 full strips, and of course they're split in the middle. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? We got them all. Again, making sure that the backlights are completely unplugged, which I know they are. Because if you still have them plugged in, even though I haven't plugged the TV in today, the capacitor could be still holding a charge. I mean, I doubt it, but it could be. So how easy are these going to be? Need to get my big tool out. There we go. Some of them are easy, some of them aren't. more tape, of course. But give me 10 minutes. I'll stick them all in, and then we'll see if they're all going to work first time. Could do, you never know. Or as this TV set got more problems. I'm almost there. I've got one set to do. I just thought I'd point something out because I did mention this in a video the other day. A lot of people saying, oh, you shouldn't buy your spare backlights from China, you know, because they're never very good. To my reply to that is, where do you think these companies, LG and Samsung, get theirs from? You know, there's not a shop in Yorkshire to buy them from. And as you can tell, I mean, I know I've had these in stock for quite some time and we were Samsung agents, but these were still bought from AliExpress many, many years ago. And if you look, they're absolutely identical, including the model numbers that you can see up there. So they're as good as you're going to get as replacement backlights. I mean, of course, Samsung wouldn't be buying these anymore, so the people that made them have got to make some money, so they flog them on. And then we'll test them. There's absolutely no reason why these backlights shouldn't work first time. They're all in. Because to test them, I don't need the main board. All I need is the power supply. And the power supply is the brand new power supply, so there's no reason why that shouldn't work. So all I have to do now is connect that to that. If I can do it with one hand, and I can. And then I just need to disconnect. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that. Up a bit, Bernie, up a bit. Right a bit, Bernie. If you understand who Bernie is, you're as old as me. And if you don't understand who Bernie is, or Bernie was the ammunition loader on the Golden Shot, which was a quiz show in the 60s and 70s by Bob Monkhouse. How do I remember these things? I can't remember what I've got for tea tonight. Don't know. So when I input 240 of Great Britain's finest volts into there, all of those backlights should light up. Vote now. And I'm switching, well, let me get it all in shot, I suppose. That's the best I can do. I'm no Bernie the Bolt. There we go. 3, 2, 1. What is going on here? If you remember before, we couldn't get this bottom strip to light up. Now, we've got a new bottom strip here, so it should light up. And of course it does. So all them are fine. All those are fine. All those are fine. All those are fine. Sorry. I should stop repeating myself because I know how annoying it is. Those are fine, all. And they're fine. So as I said, they're wired up in 2, 2 and 2. That's those two. That's the middle two, as you can see. and they are fine. So that proves to me that the connections are absolutely fine. The wires and the connections are great. It's a brand new set of backlights, for God's sake. So they are going to be great. But now we're proved they're all connected. They're connected in the middle. They're connected to each other because we've lit them 2 by 2. So a new power supply and an old power supply still won't kick this into action. It won't get the backlights going. Why? Why? I'm going to have to check the pins down here. So I'm going to have to test the connection from the backlights to here. When we did the test with the LED tester originally, we of course put the contacts, as you're supposed to, on the plus and minus. Every plus and minus is fed from a plus and minus above it. So you can see there's a contact above it. It doesn't really matter where we go, but so there should be continuity. It is there. It is there sometimes. Down on this one. That one seems okay. That one's not bad. Down at the bottom. Sometimes. Sometimes. Yep. Yep. Sometimes. I think if this had been left in a damp place, I think the connections are just not as healthy as they should be. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to bridge them all. It's the only thing I can think I can possibly do. So I'm not going to bore you with it. Just give me a mo. This is so tedious. With a capital T. I think I have done this before though. I think I've seen this fault before. The problem we have, if there's corrosion around these contacts, there could be corrosion in quite a few places. Really, there could. I've just got them connected to the power supply at the moment, so as soon as I switch on the switch, we shouldn't have to wait, they should all come on. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. No. Every single one of these connections is now good. we've connected back to the main board, just in case. This is one of those models that doesn't allow the power supply alone to start the backlights. Anyway, let's switch on. Red light is flashing. But no backlights. The only thing there could be is maybe a break in some of the traces. There's no breaks in the traces anywhere. Anywhere. Bottom set lighting up. Of course, this time I'm testing through the traces. So that's got both of them lit up. Both of them lit up. Lights coming on. Are we still filming? I think we are. So, this connection at the back proves that that top two set is working. this should prove that the middle set is working. And it is. I'm just not making a good connection. But I will do that again for my own sanity as well as anybody else's. But we are getting 64 volts. Yes, middle set lit up fine. And so that should mean that is the top set. You probably can't see. Hopefully you can. Just. And that first pin there, I know you can't see very well, but it's not as shiny as the rest. And this is not the start of a wild goose chase, but it is the start of discovering many little problems, just little niggly things. So there are some corroded parts inside the plug and socket. Some pins aren't as good as they should be. They're just not making contact. I can solder some new pins in, but that really doesn't make any difference. Power is getting from the power supply to the plug, but it's not getting through the socket correctly. I'll try and do you a close-up, and I don't know if it's... But that first pin on the left-hand side... Stop focusing in on that and focus in on this. It's not open as the rest. It's closed. I wonder if that's not making contact. And if that's a ground, it will stop them all. I've just pushed it in a bit. Let's see if it's something as simple as that. Lights off. Switching on. Power supply says it's coming on. But still no backlights. Nothing is lighting up, as you can see. I don't know if you can hear that beeping. So that's making a good connection. But that connection is not getting anywhere on this socket. I need another 8 to 16 because there's something wrong with this. It's quite badly corroded. I can't solder the wires into it because I could cause damage, further damage in there, and I don't want to do that. But the backlights are fine. The connection's coming through to there, but there's something wrong with some of those. I've cleaned them. That one looks knackered, but it is making contact. I've tried it. It's nothing to do with these. I can't see anything wrong with pin 3. I can see loads wrong with pin 1, but nothing with pin 3. It's been quite a long time getting this far. I've probably been doing this for 3 hours now. But at least I know I can put the TV back together again. The problem is between here and here, or there and there. At the moment it seems to be pin 3. But I need to get another 8 to 16. Okay, I found the fault, and it's not the one that I thought it was. but I found it. So if I switch some lights off, I don't know if this is going to work because then I can't see, but maybe this is, yeah, you can see something lighting up, can't you? That's the top set of the backlights. There, 64 volts. If I move the camera up there, you'll see better. Yeah, you can see them coming off and coming on. So that's the top set of backlights. If I do that, you can probably see a faint light coming on. That's the middle set of backlights. And if I do this, can you see? Yeah, you can see the bottom set of backlights coming on. But if I do the same with this plug and socket, and I'll go in reverse position, so top set of backlights. So that's the middle set of backlights on, as you can probably see. Sorry, I've got to keep switching the lights on because the contacts are a bit... There's the bottom set. Okay. I don't know how long I've been doing this. It's a good 3.5 hours. I'm still not sure if I fixed it, but let me just show you what I've decided to try. And there's something that's given me a bit of encouragement. For a start, that is the dodgy pin. And I've now soldered a wire. That's the plus. So you can see there's a plus and minus, plus and minus, plus and minus that link two together. So a plus and minus links two, plus and minus links two, plus and minus links two. And the interesting thing that I found, which I will try and get in shot, and this leads me to believe that I've probably, well, I won't know if I've sorted this. So I've obviously hardwired it, but I've just found out what that plus is for. So if I go into continuity mode again, we'll go on the plus that I've just soldered, and I'm searching through all of the contacts on the backlights, and guess what? Can you hear that? That's making contact, and that's the bottom strip. And do you remember when I came first of all, right at the very beginning, and tried to light up the bottom strip? I couldn't. There still may be many more breaks. There are so many fine contacts. Again, I don't know if you can see with this camera. You see right here we have the thin, the quite thick tracers. But look what happens to that trace there. Again, if I can just... So, big trace there turns into a minute strand. A real minute strand, which then up here, as you can probably see, turns into several minute strands. There could be breaks in any of those, but there was definitely a break in that one. And it was a break in the plug and socket behind. So now it really does seem like, and not surprisingly, let's stick another wire through, that both the positive and negative for the bottom two here are not making contact. So let's solder the negative on. Now I should be able to test from the back if the positive and negative It's going to light up those bottom two, because it seems to be the bottom two that's causing the issues. But as I've said before, there could be more. There could be more traces. It just really is acting like this was left in a damp place. Where's the opposite side of this wire? Now, when I switch on the power supply, does it bring on the bottom set of lights? Or even the top set of lights, sorry. Well, it is the bottom set because we're upside down. And it does, as you can see. They are now lighting up. So if I switch them off and switch them back on. So that's the set we couldn't get power to. So let's just find out where that ground is going to for that one and hardwire them both. And if it doesn't work this time, people, that's it. Putting it back together and leaving it for a week or so, because this has been 4 hours almost now. Feels like 4 days. Right. Has that finally got the missing ground that it's been looking for? No. Hiya. It's ridiculous time in the morning. I started this at 8:30 in the evening. Jesus, it's 5 minutes past 3 in the morning. It's 5 minutes past 3 in the morning. I can't believe it. But anyway, look at this for a mess. There are so many tracks. For the last 2.5, 3 hours, I've just been testing all the tracks. There are so many tracks. One of the tracks corroded so badly, it shorted to the other one, which is the reason why I'm getting no output now from the power supply at all. I could go and buy another power supply and wire it, but I'm just going to install a LED driver because this wiring configuration is just for me to find out how to link them all together, which if I lift up here, you can see that I have done. And they're all working. But they're only working on my test power supply. And we need them to be a lot brighter than that. So that is currently running at 191 volts DC. I would imagine that these need a good 220. I will work it out, but what I need to do is get the power supply. As you can see, probably see just there is where everything has been hardwired. Pain in the backside of a job to do. Well, actually, no. That is the easiest part. I need to flatten them and tuck them in. But I've had to bypass this socket here because it's the socket that's got a short. There were 2 lots of them shorting out. And the tracks are so finite, it would have taken me an absolute age. So anyway, I'm going to put in a, well, I'm going to put it back together, but that's going to be tomorrow. And I'm going to put in an LED power supply like this, just one of these. But a bit more of a powerful one. This one can only do 80 watts. I need one that can do about 200, 220. So I'm going to order one of those in, and then I've still got to clean the screen. It's been an absolute arse of a job, this. But for some particular reason, I just carried on going and going and going. But the next time you see this, the LED power supply would have arrived. I would have put it all back together and I would have cleaned that screen, and we'll take it from there. But what a job. I mean, an absolute pig. Probably the piggiest job that I've ever had to do. And there's nothing much more I can do about it. It's one of those things. but I will get it to work when the power supply arrives. So I'm sorry there's still no result, but at least I found out what it was, and I'm not surprised it's so corroded, but I'm going to put it back together tomorrow. I'm now going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to have a drink and something to eat. Put it back together tomorrow and wait for the other power supply to arrive. But yes, it's a mess.